It's a year tomorrow since Dorset teenager Gaia Pope went missing. She was found dead 11 days later following a police investigation which is now under scrutiny. She died of hypothermia. In her first TV interview, Gaia's twin sister, Maya Pope Sutherland, says her family are still traumatised by the events of last year. She's been speaking to our reporter Steve Humphrey, who's in Swanage tonight. Steve, this was one of the biggest missing person investigations the South has seen.
Yes, Tony, it was at around 3:45 in the afternoon of November the 7th last year that Gaia Pope went missing. Now, a lot has happened since then, but her family say that they certainly want answers to many of the questions they have about what happened.
Hundreds of people turned out to help with the search for Gaia Pope. The 19-year-old had epilepsy and mental health problems. Tragically, her body was discovered on the cliff tops to the west of Swanage 11 days after she was last seen alive. In her first TV interview, Gaia's twin sister Maya says trying to cope with the tragedy is still immensely challenging.
The trauma has been, it's a massive shock. It still feels like, even though it's almost a year on now, it feels like it's been 5 minutes since we found out the news. And I'm still partly in shock, as well as processing the grief.
Maya has many fond memories of her twin sister.
Yeah, really positive things that I remember about her. She always used to ask me to get her sweets on the way home or something like that, and it's just something I really remember about her. She loved her sweets.
Gaia's other sister, Clara, says she's also struggling to come to terms with what happened.
It doesn't feel like there should be an anniversary of her death or an anniversary of any of the turmoil that we went through. It doesn't feel right. And it hasn't sunk in for me yet.
Gaia's death is the subject of 2 investigations by the Independent Office for Police Conduct. The first into how Dorset Police coordinated the search. The second into the way the force responded when Gaia made a rape allegation in December 2015. And her family want to be able to question representatives from organisations involved in the case at an inquest.
We want to go from start to finish chronologically and work out exactly what happened and what claims were followed up by the police.
The family's biggest hope is that lessons will be learnt from the tragedy.
We would like to see some progression somewhere with that, not just with the police, but also with mental health services and the way that they deal with victims of sexual assault.
Tomorrow marks the first anniversary of Gaia Pope's disappearance, the day she was filmed on CCTV buying an ice cream and then running up a road in Swanage. Her family will have to wait several more months before they start getting answers to their questions.
Back to Steve now. So do we know when the investigations are going to be completed?
Well, I understand it should be in the early part of next year. The Independent Office for Police Conduct has issued a statement on the case. It says this: "We are working to complete our 2 ongoing investigations as quickly and as thoroughly as possible. The investigations include reviewing a substantial number of documents gathered along with police communications. Investigators have visited the spot where Gaia's body was found. Once those investigations are completed, her family do hope to question representatives from organisations involved in the case at the full inquest into Gaia's death." From Swanage, back to you, Tony.
Steve, thanks very much.